Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Stark Fishing. This is a 360-degree video, so you should be able to use your mouse or device to turn and look in all directions. Today, I'm back out on the Augusta Canal looking for yellow perch. My big boat is still in the process of being patched up, so I continue to use the kayak to get me out and get my fishing fix. It is Saturday, January 8th, and late afternoon. The temperature is probably in the mid-50s. And once again, there's a cold front moving in tomorrow. That's supposed to bring a lot of rain and some snow for those counties that are up above Richmond County. So my guess is, with the cold front moving in, hopefully the fish are going to be in the mood to bite. I'm using minnows today. I actually have one that's set up as a drop shot with the sinker underneath the hook, and I'm running my other rod with the sinker up above the hook, and I was just curious to see which one's going to produce the most fish and the most bites. And I've already got one fish in the boat using the drop shot. And there's another one. Ooh, that's a nice one. So the bridge that you see in the distance there, that's the Riverwatch Parkway, where it crosses over the canal. Nice perch. I'm going to drop that minnow back down. I wonder how long it's going to take to get another bite. Oop. Just missed one. Oh, and there's a bite. Look at that pole. They might not be the hardest fighting fish, but they're a lot of fun to catch, and more importantly, they're really good to eat. Well, the bite definitely seems to be there. Looks like another nice perch. There's a bite. The drop shot's definitely more effective today than the other rig. That one might be a little small. So if you see the camera, it seems like it's rocking. That's actually me. I'm actually rocking the kayak. It's kind of a way of jigging that minnow and getting it to move. And it's actually really effective. So I just shift my weight back and forth, and that kayak will rock. And when it does that, it's moving that bait around. Hey, there's a keeper. So I think my old body has gotten used to being back in the kayak now. I'm not getting nearly as sore when I get out anymore, and it's actually started getting me it's actually got me started thinking about getting a depth finder for it again, and just having a rig set up so that I can go try some of these smaller bodies of water when the boat's not available. Well, there's a fish on the other rig. I was fishing out of a kayak for a long time, long before it became so popular. That was my sole way of getting out on the water. So I had a kind of a transition at work, and my new schedule has got me getting off at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, which makes it really hard to get out and go fishing before it gets dark, at least until later on this summer when the time changes. So for the time being, it looks like I've got to just take advantage of the weekends whenever I can and make the most of it if I'm going to get a video out to y'all. So I had just had a bite, and I picked the rod up, and I could feel the fish kind of nipping at it. So I kept a hold of it and just kind of kept moving that minnow until it finally took a big bite. This is funny. Listen closely, you'll hear me do my impression of the Joker. I didn't realize I had done that until after I went back and watched the footage. Not bad though, I must say. I thought that was a pretty good impression. Okay, that's a big perch right there. Probably at least a pound, probably more like 1.5 pounds. But it was definitely the biggest of the day. But she was a monster. That was almost a double. Both poles. That happens a lot when you're yellow perch fishing. Once you get into a school like that, it's hard to keep a hook in the water. So I want you to notice that at this point, I'm starting to get low on minnows. So I just caught that fish, too small, but I left the minnow on there, and I think this is where I start to kind of see how many fish I can get off of one minnow, even if it's not alive. So that was pretty much a dead minnow that I just dropped back down there. But let's see how many fish I can catch on that minnow. So that's number 2. So there's number 3. We're dropping that same minnow back down again. Oh, there's number 4. Oh, and he got off. He got off. And that was the end of that experiment. I'm pretty sure that the minnow's gone at this point. So yes, my phone is set up there right in front of the minnow bucket, and I am watching television while I'm fishing. I think I was watching an NFL game, the playoffs. Look, there's another nice double. Pulling one in while the other pole's bouncing. You know, usually they'll stay on like that for a while, but somehow or another that one was able to pull off before I could get to it. And yet I was still able to get him to hook up again. Hey, so if you're in the area, obviously it's that time of year. The yellow fever is on. Those perch are biting. And there's plenty of areas in the canal where you can reach from the shoreline if you want to get out there and try it. Especially down there behind Lake Olmsted. But if you got a kayak, put it in at the Rapids Pavilion, float down, and just kind of work the bank like that. And I guarantee you're going to find those yellow perch at some point. So I'm really close to having my boat ready to be back out in the water. In fact, I've got the fiberglass already. I'm just doing some finishing touches. I might even be able to have it out on the water this weekend. So we'll see, but if I don't, I'll be back out on my kayak, and hopefully I'll have another video for you next week. But thanks for joining me, and remember, if you see me out on the water somewhere, be sure to stop and say hello.